Good morning, everyone. Sebastian here in Final Control. To you guys, can you guys hear me? You can. Okay, awesome. Yes, there I am. Okay, first time I do that. Talking to you over the PC, so it's gonna be interesting. Not too sure what we're gonna talk about, but there are lots of things we can talk about this morning. Actually, there is one main thing we can talk about this morning, and this is rhino. And as you all know, or most of you would know out there, it's Rhino Day today. So my plan was actually to talk as much as we can about rhinos during drive this morning and during drive this afternoon. Unfortunately, it's still raining out there. It's not pouring rain, but it's drizzling, and even just that drizzle is enough for us to not be able to go and do a live safari. The equipment will get wet, and unfortunately, we can't afford to get our equipment wet at the moment. So that's why I'm here, sitting in front of the computer and in the chat room with you. And I don't know, we can all figure out. I'm sure there are lots of things that we can talk about. I've got my computer with me, and I was thinking maybe I could actually look through some pics and see if I got some nice rhino pics that I could put on the broadcast software, and just to have a few different rhino pics on our web page. All right, I'm just trying to see if, okay, I have to check the email box as well. Maybe I got some emails. Yes, we can hear you, Sept. Chris. Okay, cool. Thanks, Chris. I'm glad you guys can hear me. I'm glad stream is back. And you heard Tara. Yes, Tara is behind me. She's busy doing some editing this morning. And
Hello.
and here we go. She says hello to all of you. Someone earlier on was asking Tara if you're working on the Wahlberg eagle, the difference between the Peters Wahlberg eagle and another kind of eagle. I don't know.
Not that I recall. I did put pictures up on Facebook with the juvenile brown and black-chested snake eagles.
Okay, she says she's put some pics on her profile page of different eagles.
Well, just noticed of those two, the black-chested and the brown, but I don't remember doing the warbirds. So I don't actually have any pictures of them.
Okay. Yeah, guys, no, Mark is not here right now. He's still in his room. Alex was supposed to go on camera today, but because it's raining, obviously, he's not working this morning. And Mark is basically having a bit of a morning off. So yes, he's a party pooper. Well, he's having a bit of, I don't know, I don't think he's sleeping. I know Mark is usually awake quite early, so he's probably in his room doing his own things. What is Tara doing? She's, like I said, she's busy doing some editing this morning. All right. Okay. So if you guys have, I'm just trying to monitor the chat room as well as I'm talking. But if you guys have any question, I know it's difficult to have questions out of the blue, but I mean, any questions are welcome, of course. But if you've got any question about rhinos, I mean, today I would really like to dedicate the day to the rhinos. As you, maybe some of you. Oh, hold on. Christine is asking Seb, you tell those of us that miss the dogs what you saw and know. Oh, what? Okay, about the dogs last night. Okay, sorry. Yes, Christine, we had a very well. It was a short sighting last night. Probably lasted for like 3 or 4 minutes, and I didn't even, honestly, I didn't even see them with my own eyes because it was happening everywhere, and I had my eyes in the eyepiece of the camera or on the LCD screen of the camera. So I actually maybe few seconds there and there I saw them with my eyes, but otherwise I saw them through the lens. Tara saw them nicely. Obviously, she also didn't have time to take her camera out and take some pics. It was getting dark anyway. But she had them. We had them very close to Ganda. It was just happening everywhere. All of a sudden, we were on Triple M, and they arrived from our right-hand side. Well, we saw them on the road, but then as we got closer, they just arrived from the right-hand side, crossed Triple M, went on the other side of our property. And then we thought we lost them, but then they came back and spent a bit of time on the road, and one of them actually came very close to. Are the dogs native to Africa, or did they originate somewhere else? Okay, Julie, I'll get back to you now. And two of them actually got very close to Ganda, and one of the youngster sat. I think he did sit down, close to you.
Yeah, no, he just stood there.
He was standing like.
Too close that we could get it on the camera.
Yeah, he was so close to Ganda that I couldn't even get him on camera. He was sitting like a meter, not even a meter away from Tara. And then they all went along Triple M. They were really on a mission. They must have picked up a scent or something, and they were all like, they are the crazies. They were just on a mission, and we're not too sure what scent they picked up, but they were after something. And then they went down Triple M, and we did try to follow them, and all of a sudden they all stopped and freaked out and all turned around and just came back our way, but like running, like properly running at high speed. And something must have spooked them down there. We're not too sure what it was. We went there later on with Tara to try and see if we could find something, a predator, and we didn't see anything. But something must have spooked them because they were fine, they were on a mission, they were running after something, and then all of a sudden one of them just stopped, listened, and kind of barked, turned around, and ran back at us. And then all of them just turned around and followed. They all ran along Triple M back towards us, and then they crossed over. They went back to where. No, they actually carried on running along Triple M, but like at high speed, and we were losing signal. It was getting dark as well, and as some of you know, we're not allowed to put the spotlight on wild dogs at night. They are diurnal predators, or they hunt during the day. They are diurnal animals, and we're not allowed to put spotlights at them during night time. So that's why we didn't try to catch up with them. We would have had to race first of all to be able to follow them up, or just follow them on Triple M. And then if they would have stopped on Triple M or on the side of the road, then we would have had to switch on the spotlights, which we can't. So that's why we just kept going our way and tried to find what spooked them, but we didn't. But that was quite something. I mean, always nice to see some Madach, some wild dogs. And I hope you guys enjoyed that. I tried to be as quick as I could on the camera, but it was, like I said, it was quite dark, and it was just happening everywhere. And this is the situation. In this situation, you just don't know where to put the camera, because wherever you put the camera, something is happening. And with wild dogs, they're just in screen, and then out of screen, and then in screen, and then out of screen. Seb, who would lose wild dogs against hyenas? Well, so good question, Jojo. Numbers, exactly, because wild dogs would usually be in big packs, so big numbers, where you'll find hyenas would usually be a few of them. You can get hyenas in big packs, but if you have, let's say, usually hyenas wouldn't even try their chance with wild dogs. It's kind of the same as with male lions. They won't they won't even try. They know that they've got very good chances to lose and get seriously injured. Seb, what can we do to support the donkey rhino? Oh, Suzanne, I'll come back to you, Suzanne, about that. I've got something really cool that you guys can do today, and that's something I wanted to talk on Drive. So we're gonna talk about that just now. But Jojo, yeah, it's all about numbers. I mean, first of all, hyena wouldn't try, but if they would try, then obviously if it would be like 2-3 hyenas with one wild dog, then obviously the hyenas would definitely win, and they would put that wild dog down. But they don't really have any reason to do it. And you would usually find that in the wild, wild dogs are in bigger numbers than hyenas. And here in our property, we don't really get. I've never seen hyenas in big numbers. They always like one or two or maybe few of them walking randomly through the bush. But I've never seen big packs of like 10 or more hyenas. It happens in some part of Africa. You get big packs of hyenas. But they will, like I said, they will usually tend to avoid, they'll try and avoid contact with wild dogs. It's the same as male lions. They know they don't stand a chance, and they would just avoid contact with wild dogs. Jojo, if you guys have, it's difficult for me to monitor the questions in the chat room as I'm talking, because I can see there are a few, but it's the chat room is so busy, obviously, and then when I try to scroll up, I just keeps adding things that you guys are saying, so it keeps scrolling down, and then I don't get all the questions. But there was a question about Suzanne that we're going to talk about now, and yes, they're all crazy here, Seb. Yes, they are. The chat room is hectic. Slow down, ladies. Yes, slow down. Thank you, Louise. There are some pretty big clans in Kruger. Yes, there are, Penny, some pretty big clans in Kruger, but I've never seen any. I hope one day I'll see a big clan or big pack of hyenas. They can be quite scary, and that's when you need to worry, when they are in big clans. When you have a couple of hyenas, it's okay, but if you have big numbers of hyenas, they are very dangerous. They are very good hunters when they're in numbers like that. Speak to me, listen, he answering my question. Tarzan, speak to me, listen, he's answering my question. I don't know what you mean, Suzanne. But yeah, Rhino Day. All right. I've got a few numbers here that I would like to share with you, because numbers talk, and it's all nice or not nice. It's all sad to say that we all know that rhinos are doing bad, white and black, and that's why today is a Rhino Day, because this year is really not going well for rhinos. It's here we go. I'll give you some numbers to explain or to make you really understand what's going on. I'm sure some of you know, some of you might know, some of you might don't know, might not know. But the rhinos are not doing well this year. And here we go. Here are some stats, guys. In 2010, the number of rhinos that were killed was 333. Easy number to remember, 333. 303 rhinos were killed in 2010. In 2009, only 122 rhinos were killed. So it's 4 times more rhinos that got killed between 2009 and 2010. And now in 2011, as we're talking, the stats I'm giving you, what do they use rhino horns for? Just hold on, ladies. I'm just want to throw you some numbers, send you some numbers. Maybe send me questions on the questions@juma.com, because I'm not really good at monitoring that chat room as I'm talking. Sorry, I'm a man. I can't do 2 things in the same time. Maybe I can drink a beer and watch a rugby game. But anyway, what I was saying is in 2011, as I'm talking the stats I'm giving you are from the 12th of September. The number of rhinos killed already are 287, which is already pretty close to what was to the number of rhinos that were killed last year, 333. Okay, and we're only in September. I did write down somewhere if it keeps going like this, apparently the stats are saying that by the end of the year, where did I write that? Here we go. At the current rate of poaching, we are set to lose over 400 rhinos in 2011. We're on 287 rhinos killed, and if it keeps going the way it is going, then 400 rhinos, over 400 rhinos will be killed by the end of the year. So I also have other interesting numbers, like actual population of white rhino and actual population of black rhino, and this is actually really worried. As you probably all know, white rhinos are doing better than black rhino. Yeah, it's really sad, Jenny, it is really sad. White rhinos, at the moment, we have a population of 20,600, and actually the white rhino population is doing well. Here's an interesting fact about the white rhino. They thought to be extinct until 1895, but from what I've researched and from what I've found on internet, lots of websites will tell you that thanks to a very good wildlife conservation, or thanks to a lot of wildlife conservation projects in South Africa, South Africa brought the population back from 100 or around 100 rhinos in 1895 to nowadays 20,600. And the white rhino is actually now classified as near threatened. It's not on the endangered species anymore, the white rhino. It is in South Africa, I mean. It is a near threatened. So yes, good. It is a good fact. The white rhinos are doing good. Doesn't mean that they're safe. 20,000 is not a safe number of. It's not a safe population. We need way more than that. And if I tell you that out of those 333 rhinos that were killed last year, 323 were actually white rhinos and 10 were black. Why? Because black are you find less black rhinos in the wild than white, and that's why you will always find that unfortunately more white rhinos are getting killed. But out of 333 last year, 223 were white and 10 were black. And this year, out of the 287, I did find that 17 black rhinos were killed and 270. So we already have this year more black rhinos killed than we had last year, which is really worried when you considering that, and that's another number, the actual population of black rhino is only 4,860. All those numbers, they're not there in the back of my mind. They're in front of me on a piece of paper because yesterday I did take some time to do a bit of research and try to not understand the situation. I know the situation is critical. I just know that numbers talk, and I wanted to share numbers with you today. And I've got more numbers, and that was my plan during drive this morning as we drive around, stop for different things, but also talk about rhinos, talk about numbers. And so here we go, guys. 4,860 black rhinos left, 20,600 white rhinos left. And this year we already have 17 black rhinos killed. Other interesting numbers to show you how the black rhinos just got killed. Seb, how many years do rhino live? It will depend. Was that Roger? It will depend, Roger. It will depend if it is a white rhino or a black rhino. So basically, different species. The white rhino will live up to 50 years, 45 years, where you find that your black rhino will live around. I actually got those numbers somewhere. Your black rhino will live. Here we go. It can live up to 45 years in captivity, but probably only around 30, 35 years in the wild. So Roger, black rhino, 45 years in captivity, 30, 35 years in the wild. And I'm just trying to check if I was right. Yeah, and the white rhino, like I said, can live up to 50 years. So the white rhino's got a better longevity. What was the number of black rhinos? 4,860 as we're talking, Linda. But I'm just checking the chat room as well. I know that some people were asking why are they so endangered and what's happening to them. They basically are threatened because of two main countries, Vietnam and China, and a few more countries in Asia, basically buying rhino horn. And they think that in rhino horn you'll find a lot of medicinal users, and they basically believe that they can use rhino horn to treat cancer, to treat any other kind of disease, and they use it. Some people in Vietnam sells it, get rhino horns and crush it into like some kind of powder and sell it as like manhood. It will make men stronger or more fertile and more powerful. And it's obviously all of this is just nonsense, and it's just ridiculous. It's just completely ridiculous. Aphrodisiac, yeah, thank you, Jenny. They sell it as like an aphrodisiac. But not just that, they sell it also in different forms to cure different kind of disease. And people just buy it, people just believe in it. At the end of the day, they don't realize that it's just keratin. It's the same stuff which is in your hair and in your nails. So Suzanne earlier on was asking what we can do today. Well, I just need to do just a quick search on the website, but I wanted to share that with you. Yesterday, as I was, sure, I'm getting some facts here. South Africa alone lost 303 rhinos this year. Most rhinos all living distant for South. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's basically what I'm talking about, Suzanne. Yeah, Suzanne is just, yeah, I just saw Suzanne post. But they do try to capture them alive for whatever that is worth. Yeah, Mike, it's ridiculous. That's something else I've got here. I did do a bit of research because I was like, okay, actually, let's see how much. Let's see, I want to buy a rhino horn today. Let's see. How much is it going to cost me? Well, that's what I found out yesterday. In Vietnam, on the market, a freshly cut rhino horn would be sold on the market for 1 kilogram. It would be between $25,000 and $40,000. More expensive than gold, exactly, Ta. It is just ridiculous, guys. So some people out there have enough money to spend, let's say, $35,000 to buy a fresh. Yeah, insane. It is insane to buy a fresh, and that's a kilogram. And I mean, a rhino horn, a big rhino horn is a few kilograms big or heavy. So I don't know. This is just ridiculous. And you see what I mean by numbers talk. It is. That's why I wanted to talk about all of this today with you, because it's all good and well to say, yeah, it's Rhino Day and rhinos are not doing well. But when you actually stop and think about numbers like we're doing now, other numbers that I can give you that I found out. In 1970, 65,000 black rhinos were alive. In 1993, it went down to 2,300. So in 13 years, it went from 65,000 black rhinos to 2,300. And now we're back to 4,860. But that's between 93 and now, 2011. So that's like That's like 8 years. In 8 years, we brought the population back to 4,860, but it dropped considerably from 65,000 in the 70s to 2,300 in the 90s. Why? Just because people buy horns in Asia as aphrodisiac or whatever cure for some kind of disease. And Suzanne, yeah, I'm gonna get to my point. There is something really cool that you could do today, and I'm gonna talk on Drive. I'm gonna talk about it on Drive. Just need to find out that website again. But yesterday, when I was doing some research, I found that that cool group of people who are actually they are actually sending nails and hair to a special address, and I need to find out that website because I don't want to steal their idea. So I don't want you to like think, oh, or say like, let's do this, and Sept said that. So it's not my idea. That's why I want to be clear on it. And I'm gonna find out the website. I'm gonna post it on my public profile. I'm gonna post it on the Juma website. On the Juma public profile on Facebook, and just check it out, guys. And these guys have a postal address that you can send your nails. And I know it's what's the word? It's not disgusting, but like, bleh. And cut your hair, cut your nails, send it to them, because what they do is they send those packages back to the Vietnamese and the Chinese embassy straight, and they go, you want keratin? We give you keratin. Here we go. Now use that. Instead of using horns, rhino horns, then just use people's nails and people's hair, because this is exactly the same stuff. So if rhino horns can be an aphrodisiac or cure some kind of cancer, then just use people's nails and people's hair, because then it should work as well. Yeah, good idea, Trish. Yeah, and keratin for free. Yeah, Chris, exactly. You're doing it. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I need to find again. I need to just find that website again. It's actually on I did share it on my personal Facebook profile, and I'm gonna share it now on my public profile and on the Facebook Vuyatela profile. And there is a short video, and there are more info on there. They will give you the postal address, and you'll see in the video people all over the world just cut their nail, put it in like a plastic bag or like a Ziploc bag, and send it to them. Outstanding. Yeah. I mean, this is such a strong message. And you will see just the video I'm gonna post now. If you check it out, you see at the end of the video they've got like, I don't know, kilograms of. They actually go to hairdressers and they speak to hairdressers. I don't know where they are, if they're in England or in America, I'm not too sure. And they just talk to hairdressers, and hairdressers just give them like hectic quantities of hair, and they just put it in bags, and at the end of the video you just see like how much stuff they have, and they're sending it to the embassy, Vietnam embassy for sure. I'm not sure if they also do it for China. I think they do it for the Vietnamese or the Vietnam embassy. And I would love to have a video there at the Vietnam embassy when they actually receive that and check it out, like see their face, and the message is going to be strong. Yeah, so here we go, Suzanne. You were asking what you can do for the rhino cause today. Crying is not helping. Showing numbers like I'm doing is not really helping. It is in kind of a way, because it brings awareness. It makes people realize. Seb, was it Rodney, the Rhinos channel? Michelle, I don't think so. No, it's something else. I'll check for you now. So yeah, this is something you can do. And obviously, if there are more things you want to do, there are a few websites on internet that you can, if you just go on Google and Google Stop Rhino Poaching. There is actually a website called Stop Rhino Poaching, where you can donate some money. There are a lot of things on the web actually at the moment happening about the rhino cause. So it's not my turn or my role to tell you what to do. It's up to you. You can just listen to me and cry or go, yeah, but I'm sure wildlife conservation projects will do something and we'll be fine in a couple of years. Or you might take it seriously and donate some money, or you might want to send your nails and your hair. I'm definitely going to do that. It's every little thing that someone can do. Donate some money is helping, um, but also I think what can really help at our level is to try to bring awareness and bring awareness by giving people numbers like I'm doing with you now, or by sending messages and posting things on Facebook, sending messages as like sending your nails and your hair, or posting things on Facebook. I think this is what we can do today, and I'm gonna dedicate today's to rhinos fully on Drive. I'm gonna be repeating myself on Drive with numbers. By the end of the day, I shouldn't need a paper. I should know all those numbers by the back of my head. Um, yes, but huge for you to share it with us. No doubt many of us will do it. Yeah, thanks, Chris. And I'm going to talk about rhinos. I'm gonna try also to. We will talk about the different species of rhinos, and we'll talk about the difference between white and black, and why are they being poached, and why how critical are the numbers. And I wish we could stop and actually do some rhino tracks, but we can't. Unfortunately, as you know, we can't. We are not. And it's not just us, actually, it's everyone. Africam apparently is in the same situation. Africam at Nkoro is also not allowed to show live rhinos on their cam. We're not allowed to film them. We're not allowed to show them on the dam cam. We're not allowed to show tracks.
You're never allowed to show tracks.
Are we allowed to show tracks?
Yeah, it's just the actual animal.
Oh, I don't know why I heard we couldn't show tracks.
No, I don't think so.
Well, if we can show tracks, Tara is saying we can show tracks. If we can do that, then if I find some tracks, we'll do some rhino tracks for sure.
Especially if they're old tracks.
Especially if they're old tracks,
It's not
yes.
gonna make any difference. They know that they're here. I mean, it's not as if they don't know. They're not
Yeah,
as
exactly.
fast.
Yeah, if they're old tracks, I'm sure we can stop and show them. But yeah, I mean, okay. Let me check the email box if I've got. Hi Seb, that's from Maggie. I remember there was a project to radio chip the horns of rhino in Sabisen on elephant plains, I think. Did this help to track the poachers when the tusks were taken, or did poachers avoid the area? I don't know, Maggie. To chip the rhino horns. I don't know if that happened. Maggie's not too sure if it was in elephant plains, but she thinks it was in Sabisen, that there was a project putting radio chip on the horns of rhinos, and she wants to know if that did help to track the poachers. There are a few things that people have done. There are also something about injecting something in the rhino horn so that when you touch it, I think your hands turn to blue, but that doesn't really help as much. I mean, it's too late when you find someone with blue hands. Let's say then it means he's cut a rhino horn. So it doesn't really. It's not. It is a good idea, but it's not that helpful. And to put a chip on the rhino horns, it is a good idea. I just don't know if that project. I haven't heard about that project, and because Maggie wants to know if it did help to track the poachers, and if they did avoid the area. They definitely didn't avoid the area, because there have been a few rhinos killed in Sabisen this year. And that's actually also... can you guys still hear me? Because the chat room hasn't been moving for a while. So it's either you guys are really listening to me, or the chat room is down. Let's see. All right, guys. I was just checking. I think I lost but I did refresh my page, and Suzanne broke it. Seb, what did I break? But can you guys hear me? Lol, refresh the chat, Seb. Yes, Louise, I just did. What did I just break? Suzanne broke the chat. Okay. Oh, Suzanne, it's your fault. Okay, I thought it was mine. You can hear me. Cool. It was the chat room wasn't moving at all, so I'm like, oh, they're listening to me very carefully. They're not even chatting to each other anymore. Wow. Okay. I didn't break anything, Trish. Okay, thanks, Trish. I know you always joke, Christine. Good. Always a good vibe in the chat room. I like it. Numbers. Another number I wanted to share with you was the number of rhinos that were actually killed in Kruger National Park out of all those numbers I'm giving you. And I did write it down somewhere. Where did I write it down? Oh, here we go. Okay. There were more numbers. I could go more into details, but I just took the main ones, basically. And since 2000, what I've found out is 945 rhinos have been killed in South Africa, okay? And out of those 945, 487 were killed in Kruger National Park. So that shows you how much it happens around us. And Kruger National Park is not far from us. It's around the corner. Sabisand, luckily, is much better protected than Kruger National Park. So you find that only one or two rhino, one or two.
There was one a while ago. And
Yeah.
there was that one recently.
Maybe one for sure. Maybe a couple of rhinos been poached in the Sabisand. But 487 were killed in Kruger National Park since 2000. So, and there are anti-poaching units and patrols, but obviously not enough. Okay, and do what with them, Linda? Do what with them, with the rhinos? Well, they kill them to basically cut their horns. They're not after the meat or after the animals themselves or after the skin. Rhino killing is up 2,000% in the past year. Poachers have started using advanced technologies such as helicopters, veterinary grade tranquilizer, and night vision to hunt rhinos. Officials believe international organized crime is responsible for new gear being used by poachers. Yeah, thanks, Suzanne, for that. Yeah. But yeah, Linda, they basically, they're not after the animal or their skin, they're after the horns, and they'll cut the horns off and basically send them to China or Vietnam, East Asia, East countries in Asia. And over there, people believe that the rhino horns have a lot of medicinal uses and that they can use rhino horns as like an aphrodisiac or to cure different kind of disease such as cancer. And people believe in it, and unfortunately people buy rhino horns on the market. Obviously they won't buy the horn, or some people will maybe buy the horn itself, but they will buy products made from the horn. They will buy, it's not just also about medicinal uses, it's also about things that are made from the rhino horn, like knives handles are made. That's an example. Like ivory. Many years ago, people would buy ivory on the market, and as like bracelets, earrings, rings, and whatever. Statues and lots of things have been made from ivory. And actually, the funny thing is, or not the funny, it's not funny, but the weird thing is, it's very bizarre that lots of people think that rhino horns are actually ivory. Few people know that it's actually not ivory, it's actually keratin. And I've seen on Facebook and different websites lots of people actually saying, I've just realized or I've just heard that rhino horns are made of keratin and not ivory. And because to me it is something I've always known, but that's because I've been studying wildlife, like we've all done here. So for us, it's something really, what can I say, logical or something really, I don't know. We've known for years and years that rhino horns is made of keratin. But some people are just starting to realize that it is actually ivory. And like they say, if maybe the people in China or Vietnam would realize that it's not ivory or that it's just keratin, then maybe they would stop buying it. And that's where I need to refresh the chat room again. I'm stuck on Suzanne post. Didn't move since then, unless you guys are listening to me carefully. Here we go. The word poacher is completely out of context at this stage. These are criminals. Yes, Fanny, agree completely. They are criminals. And I also have numbers on that I can give you. How many of them have been arrested? We can go and talk about that in a minute or two. I'm just trying to see what's happening in the chat room. Are there programs to help educate the people that have this as a belief? Yeah, I'm sure there are, Julie. I'm sure, but not enough. Not, you see, it's the same as when we had a lot of problems with ivory, with elephants. You see, you still have people out there buying, and that's what you need to stop. You need to stop these people, and it's not just the people on the market. It's the people who buy, thinking that there are still people out there believing and wanting the product. So the person on the market, the common Vietnamese guy on the market who's going to do his market on Sunday, let's say, even though it's not like that over there, it's market every day. But anyway, he's not the one who's gonna buy that rhino horn, which costs around between $25,000 and $40,000 for a kilogram. He's not the one who's gonna buy that. He's gonna buy the little Ziploc in which there is a little bit of powdered horn, rhino horn, because then he's gonna take it home and use it as an aphrodisiac with his wife, or use it to cure whatever disease he's got, thinking it will help me. And like you're asking, are there programs to stop that? I'm sure there are. It's just taking time, and there are probably not enough of them. There are probably not enough programs. They're not.
It's not just the Asians, actually Westerners as well.
And Westerners as well. It's not.
Alma
Yeah.
Pearson actually bought cream with rhino horn in it because
Who?
Alma Pearson, mom, she actually thought it was going to keep her looking young. She
Yeah.
actually bought, knowing that there was rhino horn in it.
Yeah. You see, some people still, it's not just Asia. Tara is saying it's also Western countries. People in Western countries, some people also buy a cream, even though it is stipulated that there is rhino horn in the cream, they'll still buy the cream to look better, to look younger. So it's not just, and I'm not trying to put the finger on who's wrong, which countries are wrong and which countries are right. Nobody's wrong, nobody's right. And I'm not saying Vietnam is bad or Vietnam is worse than China. I'm just saying East Asia are the main buyers out there. But like Tara is saying, there are also people in Western countries buying. All right, Muji, send hair and nails to here we go. She's got a PO box there. I actually okay, let me see. I'm going to go on Facebook now and try to share with you that video that I was talking about, okay? About sending your nails and hair. Yeah, here we go. There it is. So, your hair and nails can save the rhino. So I'm just gonna share the video on my public profile. So you guys can go there now and check it out. I'm also gonna put it on Juma profile. I'm gonna say you want. All right, so posting right now. Share link. Here we go. So it's going on my public profile now. Oh, obviously I've got to type. What is that? EDCAY. Okay, successfully post, and then I'm also going to share it on the Juma Buyatela page. There we go, successfully post. And then what I'm gonna do is in the chat room, I'm going to give you the link. There is actually also a Facebook link from what I'm seeing. It's the Facebook link for Stop Poaching Our Rhino. So if you guys want, here we go. Chat room.
There is also a petition people can sign if they want to.
There are lots of things. There are also petitions you can sign, but I've just given you a Facebook link of a Facebook profile about Stop Poaching Our Rhinos that you can go and like, and I'm actually clicking like as I'm talking to you on it. And then I wanted to give you the link of that video in the chat room as well. How do I get the link though? Because it doesn't look like I can get the link. Or maybe if I go on YouTube, because the video is on YouTube. Here we go. So if I click on there, and now I can paste it to you in the chat room. Here we go. So that's the link of the video I was talking to you about, guys. All right, so what's happening? Got a few emails. Yes, Elizabeth, you can, and that's a good idea. I mean, sure, give them your nails, your dog's nails, your cat's nails, your husband's nails, as many nails as you want, as you can. And just the whole thing about it is to send them keratin. They want keratin, well, let's send them keratin. And if you want to send your dog's nails, you're more than welcome. Put everything in a Ziploc and straight to them, and you'll find the you'll find, if you check the video, you'll find the address where you can send everything. And I don't want to give you the address, or like, because I don't want to steal this thing from these guys, if you know what I mean. This is not my idea. This is not what I've done. So if I now post the PO box address on my let's say Facebook profile, then everyone's just gonna send whatever they want to that PO box address, but they're not even gonna check this guy's video. So just for them, for what they did, they took time to make a video and everything, and put a message out there. So that's why I want you to get the PO box address through the video. So you have to go click on the video, watch the video, and then you get the PO box address, and then you can send your nails and your hair. So yes, Elizabeth. Then does South Vietnam buy more rhino horns than North Vietnam? From Joanne in Arkansas. I don't know. I can't tell you. This is then it. Sure. This is. I actually don't know how someone would know that. Then you need to know. You need to go in numbers of how much rhino horns North Vietnam has bought compared to South, and those numbers are not relevant. They will be. I don't think there will be relevant numbers. You know, there are very relevant numbers on how many rhinos are killed, but who buys what from where, and that's difficult, Joanne. And Penny was saying, until the legal hunting of rhinos is totally outlawed, the slaughter will continue. People need to be outspoken about this aspect. Exactly, for sure, Penny, for sure. And that's why today is Rhino Day. That's to bring awareness. It is to bring awareness. All right, what time is it? 8:05. It's still raining. Guys, I'm just gonna go out and check if it's still raining out there. Okay, Christine, you're off to bed. All right, good night, Christine. I'm coming back just now, guys. All right, I'm back, guys. Yeah, it is still drizzling outside. It's not heavy, but it's a constant drizzle, and that's enough to damage our equipment, so we can't really take a chance. Human hair holds a lot of stuff in it. That's a bit freaky. Yeah, Julie, true. DNA. But your hair will be mixed with so many. I mean, I don't think you have to worry about that. I know you're not. You're just saying it. But yeah, Sarah, genetic identification, poison, diet history, heavy metals. Yes, you can find everything in hair. That is so gross. Yeah, it is gross, Suzanne. Along with all the drugs you may have used. Yes. Yes. Let me check. I think I've got an email from Frank and Ida. Okay. Let me check this. Okay. Frank just sent me a link from BBC, I think. Yeah, BBC Nature that I have to check. Oh wow, armadillo caught on camera by researchers in the wetlands of central Brazil. Nice. Yeah, those trap cameras, they are amazing. I'm actually thinking about getting one because it's amazing the stuff you get on them is just amazing. And I've got a friend of mine who's doing it in Gabon in the forest, and wow. Actually, I should maybe give you the. He's got like YouTube link and everything where you can check some of his best videos, and he's got some amazing footage that he's caught on trap camera. And he's got like forest elephants and chimpanzees and gorillas, and he's got even footage of leopard. And forest leopard is so difficult to see in Central Africa. You need to be very lucky to see a leopard. And he's got amazing footage of leopard coming right by the camera, sniffing the camera. Yeah, those trap cameras are really, really cool. I think I'll get myself one and maybe put it on quarantine or on the hyena den. Imagine the kind of footage you'd get there. Wow.
Is it stills or video?
Well, you get both. You
You
can,
get both of them?
yeah, you get both stills and videos. Yeah. But obviously, if you put it at the hyena den, the problem is because there is always activities, it will just.
They will eat it.
Eh?
They will eat it.
No, it depends where you put it. You could put it up somewhere that it can't reach it, you know, and then
They have to.
otherwise they will definitely eat it. Yeah. But that friend of mine has got footage of leopard going after the camera and elephants just destroying the tree where he's put the camera. But he just spends a lot of money. He's got like quite a few of those trap cameras now. Can you even mail that stuff to Africa? How would you mark that on a custom sheet? It's not to Africa. I don't think it is. And I have to check again. Sept, don't you sometimes worry that the hyenas are getting too familiar with you guys? Sometimes expect to see them jump into the vehicle with you. No, Gilly, no. We always put a limit. Does he have a link? For what, Patty? Does he have a link? Oh, you're probably talking about my friend, Patty. Okay. Yes, he's got one. I just need to go and check. I've got his card in my wallet, and I don't have it in the back of my head. So that's another thing I'll post on my profile today, and you guys can go and check it out. But yeah, Gilly, no, we put a limit. When they get too close, when they start sniffing or biting things on Ganda, then we usually just like say something loud or just tap our feet, you know, and it's usually large enough to give them a fright, and then they just like run away. As you probably seen already sometimes on camera when we are live with them, we let them get very close, and but also you must understand they're youngsters, and that's why they're so inquisitive and curious. When they will become older, they won't be like playing with going under the car and playing with tires and things like that. It's the age they are at the moment, and but obviously we have to put a limit, and we do when they come too close, there is a limit, and we usually just shout or tap our feet, and then they just get a big fright, and they know that they can't do it again. Or if they come back, then we'll do it again, and they usually don't. I mean, they're on the vehicle, under the vehicle, sniff the tires, chew the tires slightly, and if they come to us, smell our feet, that's fine. There is no way or no reason that they will jump all of a sudden in the vehicle, Gilly. They won't do that. They're very inquisitive, but they're also very scared of what we are and what we represent. And if you just even slightly move your foot. They just like really get a fright and run away. So we do put a limit. Obviously, if we wouldn't, then it would get bad, because they would start not jumping in the vehicle, but like they will climb in the vehicle slowly. You know, we don't have a door by the driver's seat, so it's very easy for them to just like slowly climb on board, if I can say. And if you let them do that, then next minute you have a hyena by your feet, by the pedals, and then next minute on the passenger seat. And then obviously that's bad, because it's not like they're dangerous, but if you let them do that now, then when they'll be older, they try to do it again, and then they need to be dangerous with an adult hyena. So that's why we put a limit now when they're young. So lots of things happening in the chat room. Hi Kadi, Sani Bonani, welcome. Et bonjour à tous. Yes. Wow, getting some emails. Penny, critical reading on the rhino situation. Okay, I'll have to go and check that out later. Thank you, Penny, sending me a link on critical situation about rhino. Okay, then I've got something from KLN Iwit. Hi Seb and Tara, happy Rhino Day. And could the market be flooded with synthetic replacement? And since the animals are already dead, can the hoof also be used to flood the market? Okay, yeah, okay, you've got a point. The thing is, you need, I don't know, you need, the hooves could be used, of course, for dead animals, dead rhinos, but remember, some rhinos are not dead. Some rhinos are just getting their horns cut off. I've seen some really sad and hectic videos yesterday of rhinos still alive with a bloody missing horn, you know, they obviously they trap them, cut the horn, and let them as they are, and they are like very injured, but they're still alive, and so obviously you can't use the hooves. But for the ones which are dead, yes, you could use the hooves. But what I want to say is, these people who buy whatever is made of the rhino horn, buy it because it is made of the rhino horn. Stupidly enough, they think that it's got magic powers, or it's got whatever in it. And if you tell them that it's now made of hooves, they won't buy it. You'll still have people out there selling rhino horns, and it will be difficult to replace it. I know where you're coming from, I know what you mean, but I don't think we need to find something to replace. We need to find something to just stop people buying it, you know. Okay, there is a link for you as well, Tara, but it's the same one about BBC. It's a video that, oh no, it's the picture of the armadillo that was caught on camera by researchers in Brazil. Cool, thank you guys. And then that was from Frank again. And then I had, it's a lot different than the way we do it in the US. Is this the correct way to address the envelope? PO Box, Walla Walla, South Africa. I have to check it out, Elizabeth, because yesterday when I watched the video, I really didn't watch what the address was, and um, I was actually watching it while I was doing something else. So I was watching it in the corner of my eye, and I need to watch it. I just found it really cool, and I was like, sure, that's something we can talk about today. What you're saying here is you wanted to tell me that our local zoo in Minnesota has a program that partners with an organization in Namibia to help stop poaching, mainly of black rhino. They spend a lot of time there and are working really hard. I'm not a fan of zoos, but this makes me feel a little better, at least about our zoo. Yeah, for sure. Elizabeth, yeah, that's very nice. Not a big fan of zoo either, but they always, well, not always, but lots of them do good thing for wildlife conservation. Just the fact of a zoo existing is good for wildlife conservation. At least if the species is dying out there in the wild, you might still have a few individuals in zoos. Okay, but for the PO box, I have to. Did you get that PO box from the video, Elizabeth? Maybe just tell me on the chat room now, if you're in the chat room. Did you get that video from the? Sorry, did you get the PO box from the video? Okay, Mudgy is also posting it now. Yeah, that is from the video. All right, okay. I guess Mudgy is Elizabeth. Sept, the address is in the description of the video. Okay, cool. Yeah, but still watch the video. Yeah, well, then, yeah, it's a lot different than the way we do it in the US. I don't know what you mean by that, but you can just send your envelope. Maybe go to your closest post office, give them the envelope so they can wait or whatever, put the right stamps, and then, yeah, just write PO Box, Walla Walla, 0129 South Africa, and send it to them. Is it still raining? Yes, Jerry, it is. It's not raining, it's drizzling. I can see it through the window. It's still drizzling. Foreign countries require a customs declaration, Julie. I don't know for that, if it's just in an envelope. I think you can just send it like that. Just mail a letter or package to a foreign country. Yeah, exactly. I had all the updates applied, tried every possible setting and nothing. It was no chat or layout was going. Okay, then maybe your connection is not right on your side. Max Sky. Yeah, Jojo, if it's just an envelope, it should be okay, exactly, yeah. What about those poachers? Like, we know about the rhinos, but what about them? What's happening to them? And I've got a few numbers that I can share with you. About the number of poachers that have been arrested, because something also to take in consideration. In 2010, there was 165 poachers arrested out of 333 rhinos killed. So 333 rhinos killed, 165 poachers arrested. And in 2011, as we're talking, you have around, it's difficult to give us a definite number, but you have around 176 poachers arrested for so far 287 rhinos killed. So we have more poachers arrested this year already than we had last year. but we also have more rhinos killed this year at this time of the year than we had last year at the same time. Like I said earlier on, if at the current rate of the poaching, then we are set to lose over 400 rhinos by the end of the year. Well, we had 333 last year. What happens to the poachers? What kind of punishment do they receive? Well, so I'm not a lawyer, so I don't really know, but what is not nice, from what I know, is some poachers just go to jail for a few days and then they are released. But now, obviously, with the situation being so critical about rhinos, I'm sure there are more serious, what can I say, punishments or more serious punishment for them. But that's the kind of, I mean, yeah. Devolt here is our anti-poaching unit, and he's the guy who's replacing Conrad. And I did talk a little bit with him one night, and from what we were talking about and from what I understood from him, he was saying that unfortunately, some poachers just don't get through the whole punishment. They get released, and they're still running out there. And unfortunately, the guy who's going out there to kill the rhino he's for sure he is to blame. I completely agree. He's a criminal. He is a criminal. But the main guy you want to get is not actually the guy who's going out there with a very poor rifle to shoot a rhino. It's the guy behind him who's paying him or who's sending him to kill the rhinos, to get the horn, and then to send the horn to whatever countries. That's what you need to stop. It's the big guys. It's like drugs in the streets. You can catch all the drug dealers in the street at the corner of your street, but if you don't stop the big guy behind them, the next day there will be a new drug dealer. So you arrest this one today, you put him in jail, but tomorrow there will be a new drug dealer out there selling the same drug, because the big guy is still out there somewhere, living in a nice house, big house in a big city somewhere, and he's the one managing everything, doing everything. So that's what you want to do. You want to stop the big guys, and yeah, that's difficult. The main syndicates are powerful, mafia-driven. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they are certainly not uneducated. Yeah, exactly. No, they're certainly not, Penny. They are very well educated. They know very well what's happening. They know very well the situation and where to go, what to do. And that's the reason why, unfortunately, we can't show them on cameras. Lots of people go, but why? And there is no reason, and this is ridiculous. It's not because we're showing a live rhino that it's saying exactly where it is, but it is. It is saying where it is. It is showing the rhino. It is showing where it's going. And unfortunately, if there is big guys out there watching, I don't know. There might be. We don't know. If they are watching, then, well, they know now that there is a crash of rhinos there, and you just don't want to take a chance, rather be safe than sorry. And that's the reason why we're not showing rhinos on cameras. It's for the big brains behind the whole thing. How can yeah, Chris, yeah, exactly, yeah, completely agree with you. I think, yeah, awareness is there. A lot of people all over the world are every day getting more and more aware about the situation about the rhinos. and it is definitely going to have an impact. I have no doubt about that. That's and a lot of wildlife conservation projects and a lot of petitions are there and a lot of donations are being made, and there will be an impact. It is going to help, and it's just a matter of time. It's just going to take time, you know. It is going to take time. But it is not. I don't want to compare it with the elephant situation a few years ago, but when we brought awareness to the world about the elephant situation and the fact to put the elephant on the endangered species list, did help a lot. And now the elephant population are doing much better in Africa, and we even get some places where we have overpopulation of elephants. Yeah, problem is elephants and rhinos don't breed the same, or they're different. How can I say? It's gonna take longer for rhinos to recover than it took for elephants. Are any US organization helping the SA government conservation agencies? Yes, I'm sure there are, Jenny. I can't give you names, but yes, there are definitely some US organization helping. The poachers are at the bottom of the food chain. Yeah, Elizabeth. Yeah. Yeah, they are. I mean, yeah, it is. I tried to find out yesterday. It's difficult to find out how much actually that poacher is getting paid to go and kill that rhino and give that white rhino horn to whoever is giving it to. But he's paid well. But he's not paid. What he's getting is ridiculous compared to obviously the money that is going to be made from that rhino horn. And they are at the bottom of the food chain, yes. And it's. I mean, in Central Africa, where I come from, there are a lot of poachers over there, and I mean, you want to blame them, and obviously you do blame them, and you want to like punish them, and they deserve to be punished. But in another way, unfortunately, most of them don't have the education. They didn't get any education, and for many of them, or actually probably all of them, it's a matter of surviving. It's a matter of being able to bring money to the family. They all have a family, kids, wives, whatever, and they need to make money. And with no education out there, it's difficult. It's difficult in this world to make a living if you have no education. And for them, if someone comes and knock on their door and say, tomorrow I'll give you, I don't know, $1,000 US if you go and bring me a rhino horn tomorrow, it is very tempting. And most of these poachers have no idea about the situation. I mean, I've been talking with a lot of African people in Central Africa, and I've worked with them as well, and you will hear from them. So many of them tell you that the forest is never going to be empty. There will always be animals, because my grandfather used to hunt, my grandfather used to hunt, my father used to hunt in this forest, I'm hunting in this forest. And when you tell them, but you know the gorillas' population numbers are going lower and lower every year, they don't know and they don't believe. They go, really? But when I walk in the forest, I see gorillas, so it will never be empty. There will always be animals in the forest. It is difficult to educate them. It is difficult to bring the message to them, because they have also their beliefs, they also have their culture, And they probably don't care. Patty, yeah, I wouldn't say that they don't care. Some of them definitely don't care. I agree. Some of them really don't care, but some of them do care a little bit. It's just they don't realize. They don't have books. They don't have TVs. They don't have internet. And yeah, what can they do? How can they be compensated? Exactly, Chris. Um, it's a snake, but sure. Give me a fright there, Tara. You can say bless you, Tara, guys. I'm sure you heard her. Yeah, everyone is saying bless you, Tara.
Thank you.
Please send me a fax next time you're going to sneeze.
Stuck up on me.
Just say something in the chat room or send me an email. Say,
Shame, how did you really jump for the sky?
yes, I did jump. Clearing up and education is a very good way to change believers, also a very hard one. Yeah, and it takes time. It does take time. But I can tell you there is already a difference in Gabon, where I come from, compared to where I was born when I grew up, compared to now. I mean, I can see when I go back to Gabon, like there is the education about wildlife conservation is a lot more out there in the schools and everywhere. Campaigns and things like that. It's a lot more out there already. And what would be interesting for me would actually, what I'd like to know or to do or to see is actually go to schools and talk to like a 6 years old kid, you know, African kid, and see how educated he is. About maybe 6 years is a bit too young, around 9 years old, and see how educated he is.
6 years is never too young.
6 years never too young, yeah.
I had a 5-year-old teaching me about a honey badger the other day.
Oh, really, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Morning, Mark.
Hello.
Mark is here.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Mark.
How was the drive, Sid?
Nice and warm and
Of all days, when you get a morning off, it's raining anyway. I would have been able to
yeah, I wish I could be out there though. Is it still drizzling outside, Mark?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, I think there's not gonna be any drive, at least not this morning. Hopefully this afternoon. Hopefully. I did bring my laptop. I wanted to, but I'll do that later. And if this afternoon we have to, Patty, yes. Are you asking me something, Patty? I wasn't looking at the screen. I was with Mark and Tara. Yeah, I don't know if you ask me something, Patty. Maybe you can say it again. Hi, Marlies. Are the wild dogs still around? Okay, I don't know. I tried to listen to the radio earlier on, but so there was a lot of talk, so I had to put it down to be able to talk with you. Maybe I could ask someone. Texan, come in.
Yeah, morning.
All right, Patty. So I just read your Texan quickly, and yeah, he said they had the wild dogs this morning around Chitwa, Chitwa Private Game Reserve, and so they're still over there. I think from what I heard on the radio now, they did kill something. They put down something. I'm not too sure what it is. If it's a diker or an impala, couldn't really hear Texan very well. But they're over there, and from the latest update he got, they were going south from Chitwa. So here we go, Patty. Seems the wild dogs make a secret. Comes to Juma about the same time annually. Interesting. Have others noticed that? I don't know, Patty. What are we? September? Did we have wild dogs in September last year?
They keep coming around winter time.
They keep coming around winter time. Yeah.
Interesting, 'cause I've also noticed that.
Yeah, we seem to have them around more in winter, but we had them in summer though. We had them in January or February this year.
Did we?
Yeah,
Is that on me? I can't remember.
I think we had them in January.
I just remember seeing them more. I don't think we don't see them in the summer. We just seem to see them more in the winter. 'Cause if
Yeah, we just see them more in winter. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because there's a lot more reports of them during the winter than there are in summer.
Yes, Marlies, they were definitely a nice surprise yesterday. But let's see. I mean, I've got good hopes that the rain will stop or the drizzle will stop as it gets a bit warmer during the day. So hopefully we'll be able to go and drive. And let's see. Maybe if we're lucky, we might be able to see them again this afternoon. Otherwise, even if we don't, doesn't matter. We'll do few little things, other things, see other game. Send a link on Facebook page to a website that has free documentaries. Okay, cool. Thank you. I don't know who's that. San F1. Thank you. I'll go and check it out. We do need the rain, Marlies. Yes, we do. Mike Sky, whoever this guy is, has a French accent. Well, this guy is Sebastian. My name is Sebastian, Mike Sky. And yes, I do have a French accent. I do speak French. And I can't lose my accent. I've been here for 7 years now, and I can't lose it. I don't really try to either, because then I'll sound really funny if I try to speak without a French accent. I would sound very funny. Did you ever see the baby hyena? No, we didn't. We went back there yesterday afternoon, Eva, but we didn't see him. There was no one around the den. I'll definitely, if we can go and drive this afternoon, I'll definitely go and check it out and check the other hyena den by Zoe's Road. Okay, nice to know that I'm your local Tarzan. Huh?
Say hyena again.
Hyena.
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 But that's the way you say it, hyena. But the way I say it is hyena.
That's the hyena.
Let's go and check the hyena. It's because in French, hyena in French is yen, yen. So you'd spell it almost like Y-E-N-E, yen. And that's why when I talk fast in English, I just go hyenas. Let's go and check the hyenas. Like with a Y. Sept must be a new guy. Great. As long as Tara and Mark stay, I don't have a problem with new guys coming in. What? Didn't get that. Mark Sky. Oh, Sept must be a new guy. Great. Oh, you're saying I'm a new guy. I'm not new. Been here for a year and a half. Yina. Yes, here we go. Jenny. Yina. Yina.
Yeah, but you were only on camera though.
I was only on camera, true. Yes, good point. Yeah, maybe that's what Mike Sky means. I've just been presenting for now maybe few weeks, 4 or 5 weeks. Mike Sky, if you go top of your page, read up on new things that have happened since you've been gone. Okay, yeah, it looks like Mike Sky has been gone for a while, that's why. He was similar to Seb. Who was similar to me? Okay, Sky was off for a few months. Yes. Oh, thank you, Patty. Very nice from you. Thank you, Ether. But I'll tell you, if this afternoon it's still raining, then I'll be with you, chatting with you, for sure. And I'll go through my pics, see if I've got some nice rhino pics, and then I can share them with you through the broadcast thing, and we can go through a few rhino pics, and obviously talk more about rhinos and numbers and things that we've been talking about this morning. And I'll be repeating myself, but even if I go on drive this afternoon, you will hear me saying a few things that you've obviously heard from me this morning, but it's just for the new viewers or for the people who were not with us this morning. So I will repeat myself from time to time this afternoon. Yeah, no, that was earlier on because the stream was down.
I don't know why my thing won't eject. Maybe because of those photos.
Where can we check on the ZA weather? Well, if you go on the website, I don't know the whole address, but basically there is a website called South Africa weather. It's quite accurate, and I'm sure if you go and you type Google, if you go in Google and type South Africa weather, it will give you the right address.
AccuWeather as well.
AccuWeather as well, yeah.
Maybe no. What am I doing? I'm trying to get my hard drive. It won't let me.
See if I've got some email. Wow, I didn't check the email for a while. 5 emails. Sorry, guys. Okay. Penny sending me some more links. Okay. Thank you, Penny. Thank you. I'll check it out just after 9. Elizabeth, I was just confused about the way the address is written on the envelope. Okay. Yeah, no, it will be fine, Elizabeth. Can trust that address, I'm sure. And Ez is asking if these people using the horns have such a strong belief in the use of the horns, would education make any difference? Wouldn't they still want to use anyway? Hez, yeah, okay. Hez is asking if the people that are using the rhino horns have such a strong belief in the use of the horns, would the education make any difference? Wouldn't they still want to use it anyway? You got a point. It's like I was saying earlier on, education can change beliefs. It just takes time, unfortunately, but it can. And unfortunately, it is a good thing and a bad thing, because unfortunately some, how can I say, local people have some very nice beliefs from their cultures. And because of the education, they've stopped believing in it. And when it is nice beliefs, it is a pity. It is a pity, because then they don't believe in it anymore, and it's kind of they're losing their culture, their traditions, and that's a well-known factor all over the world. A lot of local tribes and local people, because of education and because of modernization and everything, a lot of cultures and traditions are being lost. And and it does show you that education can change beliefs, because what I've just said, a lot of local people and tribes have changed and have stopped believing in few things that they used to believe in before. And unfortunately, for some tribes or local people, it was nice things, it was good things. But also, that's the nice thing about education is, yeah, it will change the wrong beliefs or the bad ones, like this one, thinking that rhino horns can be used as an aphrodisiac or whatever. And did I lose Seb? Chris? No, I'm still here, Chris. Can you hear me? Or maybe, yeah, maybe you did lose me when I did put the sound down for a bit. There was just listening to the radio. Sorry, I'm just also checking what's happening in the chat room. Okay, and so yeah, just to answer your question, I think it will. It's just a matter of time. But yeah, education definitely can have a big impact, and it is the main key. It is the main tool that we have to use at the moment is education and what would be the word, sensibilization, or to make awareness, bring awareness to people, but educate them, and especially the youngsters, the kids, and that's what they're doing in Central Africa about poaching and about wildlife, and it is working. It is slowly changing. It's never gonna reach, unfortunately, how can I say, the very poor people who are living in the forest or living anywhere in the bush and can't afford to go to a town or can't afford to take kids to a school. These people are definitely it is going to be very difficult to reach them and to bring the message to them. But you still have a lot of people out there that you can reach and that you can change their mind through education, for sure. Okay, check. Here's another question. Can't they put them on the endangered list if they know that they are being specifically targeted? Yeah, Hez, I know what you mean. Well, the black rhino is definitely on the endangered species list. The white rhino is on the near threatened. And I wouldn't be surprised it goes back to endangered species list. I wouldn't be surprised because of the whole thing happening, not just now, that's been happening for the last couple of years. Even more. That's that I don't know how it works, but there are a few things that they need to take in consideration to put an animal on the endangered species list, and obviously numbers.
Numbers in different areas.
Yeah,
so
numbers.
It's based on numbers.
Yeah.
Quite a great deal.
Yeah, it's based on numbers, and if the numbers are good, which at the moment they're not that good, and that's why they're near threatened, 20,600. But obviously, if the number drops, if it goes down, that's the pity. It has to go very low, or it has to go quite low to be put on the endangered species list. So it's not really something you want to happen. I rather want it to stay in the near threatened and see the numbers going up. So yeah, I think the best way to answer your question, thanks to Ta, is just it depends on numbers of animals in different areas, and that's how they'll put an animal in the endangered species list. And for now, the white rhino is doing not too bad. Thanks to actually Shushlui and Impholozi Game Reserve, they helped a lot at the they helped a lot in bringing the white rhino population up again. And Elizabeth sent me a link about the zoo. Okay, cool. Thank you. I'll definitely check it out. Elizabeth's got a zoo in Minnesota, which has a special program to help rhinos, to help the situation about rhinos. Thanks, Elizabeth. I'll check it out in a few minutes. That's quite a good way to teach wild nature. What way is that? Maybe you talking about something that I didn't see in the chat room. Seb, Gili, yes, Gili Amir. I keep posting that question for Seb. Oh, sorry, what question? What do they do to the poachers that they have caught? That's from Josie. I did say that earlier. I did answer that earlier on. Josie saying, depending on which department or I mean, which province where the poachers got caught, the punishment would be different. But I'm not a lawyer. Once again, I don't know the law. I don't know what they're supposed to get, how they're supposed to be punished. And unfortunately, like I was saying earlier on, some are really not punished enough. Like some of them just get out of jail after a few days or a few weeks, and they're still out there running wild. Did Tara get the link to the San Diego Zoo's cheetah race? Tara, did you get the link from Gilly about the San Diego Zoo's cheetah race?
I don't know. I'll have to check my emails.
Okay, she will check your emails, Gilly. Sam, thanks for filling in the time of the drive, and a good night to you as well, to Tara and Mark. Thanks, Marlies. Good night to you as well.
Good night, Marlies.
And Jojo is also going to bed. Joe, good night, Jojo. How long have you each of you been in Juma? Oh, is that your question? You keep asking, Majid, that I don't see. Elizabeth, I mean. I've been at Juma. Been here for almost a year and a half now, and Mark's been here for 2 years and a half, probably close to 3 years. And Tara, how long you been here?
Over a year and a half.
Just over a year and a half. Yeah, Tara arrived a few months.
March arrived.
Tara arrived in March, and in March 2010, and I arrived. And Patty, yeah, I'll get back to you now, Patty, about your question. And yeah, Tara arrived in March 2010, and I arrived in, I think, June or July 2010. And Mark, I'm not too sure, but I think he's been here for a good 2 years and a half now. Yeah, Patty is asking for the name of the forest guy. No, the name of the forest you did research work in up to Gabon. Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking about something else, Patty. Yeah, the name of the forest. Well, it's not really the name of the forest. It's more names of places. Good night, Max Sky, who says good night. Oh, no, she's saying who says good night. Let me write them down for you, Patty. I worked in Lope Game Reserve. So you can have a look at that. I worked in Longway, I think it's called Longway, is it National Game Reserve or National Park? Longway National Park, I think. I worked, where did I work as well? I worked around, what was the name? It was called Fernand-Vaz. Fernand-Vaz is basically Fernand-Vaz. Pat. Fernand-Vaz is. Good night, Sulina. Fernand-Vaz is the name of the area where I used to work for the gorillas, with the gorillas. The project was called. Sure. Memory loss. It was called. Why was it called Longway? I think Longway project. Goodbye, Bates. Good night. Hey, not going, Max Sky, but good night to you too, Seb. We are at the same time. Oh, okay, nice. Okay, Max Sky. Okay, good night, Carol. You're welcome, Sulena. Good night. Patty, if you go Longway, I actually can do it for you. Let's see. If I go in Google, I'll try to. The project has closed from what I've heard now. The project about the gorillas that I've worked on closed down, unfortunately. Long way by is so. Okay, here we go, Patty. That's something I can give you. Long way by would be the place that I've been talking about on drives a few times. Where when I arrived there was nothing happening there. It was discovered by Mike Fay Mike Fay being a researcher, a scientist from WCS, Wildlife Conservation Society, who did a mega transect from Congo to Gabon with some pygmies, and he walked through that bay, long way bay, which has never been seen before, never got discovered or anything. And when he arrived in America, he gave the GPS coordinates to the wildlife conservation team based in Gabon, and that was at the time when I used to work with them. So we got sent there, and used to take us, like I say, it used to take us a few days to get there. You had to catch a train, then you had to drive for like 4 hours, and then stop the car, and then walk for 2 days and a half to get there through the forest, to tell you how far and how remote the place was. And that's the place where we used to see naive animals, what we call naive, as like they've never seen humans before. Situtungas, which are like same kind of antelopes as like bush bugs here, would come very close and look at me and go like, the man's name again, Mike Fay. Mike Fay, here we go, Mike Fay from WCS. I don't know if he's still working for WCS, Patty, but and so long way by is that's the ba. By is basically a word in Pygmy language. In Pygmy language, a by is an opening area, a clearing in the forest. And if you Google it, you'll find some pics, and it's a beautiful place. It's a very beautiful place. And then I'll try to find that project where I worked for. Well, here we go. If you go to that website, it looks like it's talking about, I'm gonna give it to you now. But if you go there, Wildlife Conservation Society, yes, Patty, yeah. And if you go on that website, you'll find the project that I worked with in the Fernand-Vaz, that gorilla project, and it's actually in English. That's awesome. So you'll see the whole rehabilitation center and all the information. You get a lot of information about the whole project on that website. Mabeke, yeah. Can you already see Mabeke? Show your face, Patty. Yeah, Mabeke. Sure, I've got a lot of his stories with Mabeke. He was my man for a year. We were like really close to each other. Mabeke, beautiful, very beautiful silverback. Good night from Seattle. Okay, good night, Stang. Fantastic drawing on the front page. Yeah, it's not from me, Max Sky, those drawings, but yeah, they are very pretty. I've never been on that website. I just Googled the project quickly and I found that website, so that's why I'm giving it to you guys if you're interested to go and have a look. How long since you've been back to Gabon? Any plans to ever go back to these areas? I was there in June, in June this year, June, July, and I don't really have any plans to go back there for work. Not right now, maybe one day. But at the moment, I'm pretty happy here in South Africa, or in Southern Africa. But I try to go back every year. It happened that I didn't go back for a few years. A while ago, when I arrived in South Africa, I think I stayed like 4 years without going back to Gabon, or even more. Very difficult for my mom, not being able to see me for 4 or 5 years. But sometimes you have to do what you have to do, and I had to study and work, and my mom couldn't afford to come here and visit me, and I couldn't afford to go back to Gabon. Good night, Giz. Good night from Canada. Okay, well, good night from Juma. Hope you'll be with us on Drive later. Yes, hard on mama. Yeah, Patty. But this year, I mean, I did good this year. I went in December last year, and then this year I went again in January, in June. Actually, I went in January. Sorry, not in December. I went in January 2011, and then again in June. So for my mom, it was like, wow, almost too much. No, I'm kidding. Never too much. But she was really happy that I came back so quickly. It's just I realized that it's not too far, and from Johannesburg, it's only a 4 hours and a half flight. It's very nice. You leave Johannesburg at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and because of the time difference, there is 1 hour less over there. You arrive in Gabon. It's 6:30 in Gabon, 6:30 p.m. So it's a really nice flight. You know, you just arrive there at 6:30 p.m. and have a drink, aperitif, watch the sun down there, have dinner, catch up with mom, and go and sleep well, and then you have the whole day, the next day fresh, and it's better than arriving at these kind of flights when you arrive in a country at like 4 o'clock in the morning. So yeah. Anyway, let me see if I've got some more emails. No more mail. Oh no, I do. Okay, it's Hez wants the link for the Minnesota Zoo program. Okay, I'll send it to you just now. Hez, no worries. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say goodbye, and I'm going to hope for the best that this afternoon it won't be drizzling, so we can go out. We'll definitely let you know on Facebook. And hopefully at 3:30 Central African time we can go out and bumble around, see what we can find, do some trekking, some trees maybe, and talk about rhinos and answer questions and everything. But yeah, it was nice chatting to you. First time for me to do it, and it's actually very interesting and very entertaining as well. So guys, I'll speak to you a bit later, but from all of us here in Juma Game Reserve, wish you a nice day or a nice evening, and I'll see you a little bit later. Thanks for all your questions and chatting and everything. Bye for now.